Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name's Andy, the Painting Fireman. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thanks for all the likes and subscribes too. I really appreciate it. I think we're at like 250, so that's awesome. I can't believe it. Really excited about that. Today, I think we're gonna do a seascape today. I haven't done a seascape in a long time. Show you what we have done up here. As you can see, I put a little piece of tape. I live in Canada, so I use a piece of hockey tape. And I just masked off a little line across. That's just going to give me a really straight horizon line, and that's really important when you do a seascape. You have that perfectly straight, or as straight as you can, horizon line. On the bottom, I put liquid clear, and I covered that liquid clear in crimson. The whole works is covered in crimson. And yeah, I think we're going to do like a crimson looking seascape today. So you could do it in any color. I think I've done phthalo green color, I've done blue, I've done purple. So today I think we're gonna go crimson. So come up on the canvas and let's get started. Really limited palette today. I just got some white and some crimson on there. We may add some other colors, but pretty limited. Again, it's on a black canvas, so if you're just starting out, black canvases are really awesome to start your first painting on. You cover the canvas in any color and add white and let the magic happen. So right now we're just gonna try and figure out where we have the brightest part of our sky, and I think maybe right here. So we're just gonna start with X's and then swirl it around, going around that white spot. Don't go back into that spot. We can make it lighter or darker, but you kind of want to keep going outwards, and the more you go outwards, the less and less light there will be, right? So you can swirl this around however you want it. It doesn't have to be our X strokes. Kind of, if you swirl it around, it makes really neat indications of clouds. So swirling around is a really good way to blend this color in. And like I say, don't go back into the middle quite yet. And just got a lot of sky to fill up here. So I'm just making random circles, no real strategy or plan to these. It's just kind of at random. The brightest spot again is right around there. We can go back and brighten it up as much as we want. Just really neat circles going around. And of course, we're going to go in and kind of highlight some of the bigger clouds and things like that. So, all right, let's wipe off our brush. Try and get it as clean as you can. You can go right in and clean it if you want. I'm not gonna. I'm just going to go right into my white again. And let's start in the middle again. And let's brighten up some of this stuff all the way around it. We're gonna, like I said, we're gonna blend a lot of this out right away. Once we kind of figure out where our cloud shapes are. All right, just wanted to brighten that middle part up. And you can go ahead and take your big old 2-inch brush. Just makes it easier to, I don't know, it just makes it easier. It covers a lot more space. So you can take your 2-inch brush. And we're going to go into the bright spot right here and just go around it just like we did before. It's going to be like kind of a moon, I think. And we can make those X strokes, swirl it around too if you want. But for the blending part, you're just probably going to want to use those X strokes. It just makes it easier. You've already got the circles in there. Now we're just kind of blending all of that together. There you go. And you can go crossways. That just gets rid of any other kind of brush marks that you got in there. Just softening this one up just a little bit. You can even come in a little closer to it. But I still want to keep that pretty bright in the middle. We'll put a moon or something in there. All right, we can go right into finger painting. Just take some straight white paint drop yourself a little moon in there. There we go. And you can make it as big as you want, or as small as you want, whichever. My moon's not exactly 100% circular there, and we can just blend it in just a little bit. Very light touch when we're doing this. Very light touch. Just want that moon in the background. Here we go. All right, let's go to our fan brush. We're going to pick out a couple of these clouds here. Straight white again, maybe a little bit of that crimson color, not pure white just yet. And we'll figure out where some clouds are. In just the corner of the brush, make some circular patterns. Nice and bright at the top. And of course we'll blend out the bottom. Grab some more here, maybe here there's one. Remember, we got the horizon line there, so you can go over top of it if you want. No problem. Big booming clouds here. And maybe on this side here, maybe this one kind of goes down this way. Up and out. And all I'm doing is kind of just dipping into my white, taking the corner of that fan brush, just the corner, and just kind of randomly putting big old clouds. Maybe up here there's a little guy. Comes in front of the moon, maybe there's a little bit here and there. And you can put just little guys in, big clouds, whichever you want to do. All right, let's go ahead and clean our brush. Drop this off. And we're just going to blend the bottom out here. Just blend the bottom. That'll make real neat indications that there's big storm clouds in the sky here. Just take the corner. Going around. Try and leave those tops. We can go back and highlight the tops of our clouds if we want. We can put a little white paint on there, but right now, just blend out those bottoms. If you take a little bit from the top, that's okay. We can always put it back and highlight it some more. Here's the corner. Hopefully everybody had a great weekend. We just got back from a truck rodeo. We call it a truck rodeo. We take our fire trucks and we plot a course, kind of close down the road in front of our fire hall, and we get everybody to come in and they can drive the truck and see how good they do through an obstacle course with the truck. It's kind of fun thing that we like to do on our department every year. Everybody gets kind of a trophy for doing the best job. I didn't win this year. I think I got fourth or fifth. I can't remember. I hit a couple cones actually. Kind of dropped my score down, unfortunately, but that's just the way it goes. Just putting some highlights on these clouds just at the top. You know, you could have did it with your fan. I got my fan brush here. I kind of didn't realize I was holding on to it, but just highlight the tops of those ones here again. Like I said, we'll blend those out again too. All right, this time we're going to take our 2-inch brush. We're going to do the same thing. Just blend the bottoms out. But this time what we're going to do is we're going to fluff these guys up a little bit. And just gently, gently upwards. And it kind of gives those little indications of, you know, when you look at a cloud, on the top of the clouds, they have these little wisps of cloud that come off of them. That's kind of the general idea what we're trying to go for here with doing this technique. And just kind of a circle, and you can go in and blend it out. And go back, you could touch up some spots if you don't like them, or if something's too bright, go ahead and fix it. Step back, have a look. It's always good to kind of just step back every once in a while and just take a peek at your work. Maybe your angle's a little bit different and you're not straight on, or you see something from a different angle. You know what, go right ahead and fix that. No problem. Take your time. You got all the time in the world here. All right. I think I'm going to put some more on the bottom there, kind of right here. I just had a quick look at it and figured maybe right under this moon, kind of needed a little brighter spot there. And we'll just brighten this up a little bit here. Maybe it comes up a little bit. There we go. Maybe on top of this one here. Just a little bit of highlight, just a little bit brighter than everybody else maybe. And every once in a while you can take your brush, kind of whack it against the end of your easel, and that just gets rid of the excess paint that's built up. Just in a circle. All right. And you can go all the way across. All the way across. Very, very gently when you're doing this. All right. You know, I don't like the look of that one here for whatever reason. Just bugging me. So you can go in. You can go in and fix it. And that's the bonus about standing back and having a look. If you don't like, if something doesn't look right, you know what? Just go in there and touch it up and figure out what's wrong. There we go. All right, perfect. Let's get rid of our tape. Now we should have a pretty straight line all the way across. There we go. Now the problem with this is that this is going to be completely dry. So you need to put your tape on before you even put your liquid clear or anything else on there. So this is completely dry. There is nothing on there. But we actually do need stuff on that spot, because it would just kind of look silly there, and we got our red paint or our crimson paint. So you can take some crimson, go in and just scrub all the way to the top. Just scrub it. Try and get as close as you can to that line. You don't want to go over it, or try not to anyways. All right, let's go into the water. So I'm just going to take the fan brush, dip it into some white. Even if you get some of that color on there, that pinky color, that's okay. And let's go right where that moon is, and we're just going to put some indications of waves really in the background there. Of course, the brighter spots are going to be under where that moon is, and I'm just almost doing a U stroke. And I'm pressing harder in some places. Some places I'm just very lightly pressing down. You could do this with your knife. I've made them with the knife. The knife is kind of nice to use too. But you can use your fan brush, whichever you want to use. We can put our waves in. Alright, I just went in and kind of put a few brighter spots in there, clean my brush. Just a few brighter spots. Just in a little few places here. Maybe that moon is reflecting a little bit more on the water in these spots. Alright, we're going to build our wave. We kind of got to figure out where this wave is coming. So a wave, when you start, now you can just draw it out with a filbert, with your fan brush, whatever. So we're going to start here. Here's our wave coming. And then it's going to start to curl over. Just gently curl over. And then it's going to go up. So kind of like the eye of the wave is going to be right in here. We can put, we're going to put some splashing and all that kind of stuff up here. And you can always add a little bit of ocean, whatever. I think that's going to get covered up. But here, this part here is going to kind of be where the splash comes. And yeah, it'll go up this way somewhere. Something like that. So you can go in and take, once you got kind of an idea, you can go in and we can start blending this out. Just blend that line out. Don't go over top of it. Now they sell blender. I don't have a blender brush, so I'm just using my 1-inch brush just to kind of blend a bit of it out. Just kind of getting a feel for how that wave is going to crash over there. All right, I think what we can do is you can use a filbert, you can use your fan brush. I think we'll use a filbert. Kind of got a small little filbert here. We're going to go right into this eye of this wave. And kind of underneath. Lots of paint. I know it looks a bit unusual, but trust me, hopefully it's gonna work out. Got this eye in here. We're just gonna blend it out just nice and gently. We don't want to touch the top. I'm purposely avoiding the top of this wave. Going across. Just blending it out. I'm not even lifting my brush off the canvas. And give it all clear. Clean it up a little bit and you can go back. Sorry about the banging the young fellas upstairs. Apparently having a party. I try and get to at least one painting done. Got a little guy upstairs, and it's kind of hard to find the time to paint. But holy smokes, he's having a good time up there. So we want to keep that eye pretty white, or kind of like the crimson. It's going to mix in with our crimson color there. You can go back and you can add a little bit if you really wanted to. Just blend it out. Take your bigger brush. All right. So let's take our fan brush, if we can find it. Take the fan brush. We're going to go into some white. Holy smokes. And let's take and figure out where our waves coming down. So we're going to just take our fan brush, overlap a little bit, flip it over, grab some more paint, and we're just gently, I'm not going all the way down to the bottom where my little mark is, just enough to indicate that that's coming over there. You can keep it crimson. You can even add a little bit of white here and there. Just in a few spots. There we go. So now you can kind of see our waves starting to form. There we go. And once you've kind of got that part, we're just going to put in some shadows, shadow areas, and we're going to carry forward with our big wave. All right, let's start putting our shadows in. I just kind of made a lavender, almost a dark purple. And what we're going to do is we're going to start, we can start right, I'm just using a really small filbert brush, and we can put, maybe I'll put some white in there too, just to lighten it up just a little bit. And we can put that shadow color, maybe even lighter than that. There we go. Just want that shadow color underneath that lip that we got going. And that shadow kind of comes up this way. Maybe a little bit lighter than that even. There we go. And you can even put a bit of blue in there. Make it even bluer than it is. There, that's what I'm looking for. Now you can always go back, change it up a little bit, add that blue. Go back in. Not a ton of paint on my brush at all. Not a ton of paint. And right under here, there's going to be a little bit of a shadow. So nice little shadow right under there. We're going to blend all that out too. Just drop that in. And vary the height. You don't want it all straight across. You want it kind of bumpy. This is like the frothy kind of, I don't know how to explain it, like the misty frothy part of that big wave that's rolling over there. So you can take your 1-inch brush just on the bottom, leave that top open. You can blend that out. Blend that out, and just be careful in this area here that we're not getting too much into that eye. We want to keep that eye still bright, and blend all the way across here. Just leave that edge. All right, now the fun part begins. We're going to put this kind of like the white splash of this big wave that's going to be crashing against something. So just take some pure white, your fan brush, fair bit of paint. We're just going to kind of go in and stir this up a bit. Press down. Reload when you need to. And I'm just kind of pressing on my fan brush. I'm pushing the bristles, you know, to make those little spots there crashing. And we can make it up here. You know how it's sometimes the wave that's crashing over, right? It still has this little bump that's almost crashing, right? So you can just put some of that water, that's turbulent water that's coming in there. Just little circles and kind of off into nothing here. We're gonna blend some of that out too. And you can pick some spots. I just saw something in the background. Sorry, I kind of skipped ahead there. There we go. It's crashing over there. All right, I think we can blend that bottom out a little bit too. Just big crash of water here. Just blend it away a little bit. Now you can kind of see that wave coming over. There we go. I'm just barely even touching the top there. Another thing you can do is you can take some white and you can just make some indications of water that's shooting up there right into the sky. Just pretty random with this, not a lot, just to give it that little bit of detail. We're going to put a big rock, I think, in there, so just a little bit of detail kind of adds to it. Maybe I kind of see a little bit of a rock formation there already. And it just almost drew itself in there mostly by itself. It's kind of cool. All right, let's take our crimson. And obviously we're going to be hitting something here. This is kind of where the land is crashing in. So I'm just going to go across. And we'll put another one, I think, coming this way. I'm not too worried about here. I know that's kind of where my rock is going to be, but here what I want to do is I want to take this water, this kind of edge that we made, we're just going to go upwards with it. Follow the kind of angle of this wave that's coming through here. Just drawing a little bit here and there back. You're just drawing that into that wave, just kind of making it look like that wave's crashing down here. Water's coming back into this wave. Maybe there's some rocks here that are hitting. Who knows? Who knows what's going on with this big old wave? What's going up underneath that? And we can just blend this out a little bit, just so that it's not so defined. But kind of following the angles of that wave. What we're trying to do. All right. So like I said, just following the way that wave is going. And it's kind of hitting land here. Now what we can do is that front wave, that's kind of important too. We're drawing this one back, but we want to leave a bit of a ridge there. So maybe that water, you know, isn't super deep, but it's still going to have like a little wave to it. So just take a little bit of this edge, draw it back into this first little wave that's kind of splashing around there. Like I said, make sure you kind of leave that little edge there. Right up here, we're going to put a big old rock. I live in Alberta, so we're kind of landlocked. So I don't I don't really have access to any ocean or anything like that. I think the last one I did, told you guys, I really don't get to experience the ocean a lot. I've been a few times, but don't really get that chance. It's a beautiful. You know, we have the Rocky Mountains here in Alberta, but those mountains, they're pretty beautiful. But so is the ocean. So enjoy any part you kind of in your little world. Make sure you go out and enjoy it. We have a national park that's really close to us that we like to go and enjoy. So I'm just going in and adding a little bit of detail here, just with a liner brush. Just gonna add just a little bit of detail. Just a couple of these squiggly lines that, you know, sometimes come up from the bottom, just a little bit. All right, now we got to start thinking about some land that this is going to be crashing on. Just kind of notice something here. Sorry, just going to go in here, maybe add some little crashers or whatever that's going on here. There we go. Get rid of that. All right, let's go think about where we're going to put our land. All right, let's put some land in here. We're going to take just some plain old black, maybe a touch of that lavender or crimson color we got. Yeah, I'll mix it up here. Kind of a lavender black color. All right, let's go in and we can put our big old rock in here. There we go. Now your rock can be whatever shape you want it to be. It juts out this way a little bit. Maybe there's a bigger projection up this way. I apologize, my my storage on my iPhone was full and it stopped recording just I was putting these rocks in here. So all I did, I put some black, mixed it with a little bit of crimson and made these rocks. highlighted the one side because you got to remember our moon is coming from this side. So this side's going to be the highlight side. And all I'm doing right now is putting in some of these little foamy doodads that kind of come back through the water. And you can even highlight some of these. Bring it back. And that water just kind of floats off that way, probably hits the beach, and that's about it. So, all right, I think we got a finished painting. Just gonna sign the bottom here. Just thin that paint out. Make sure I'm recording. Thin that paint out. You can sign it right on the bottom. And you can make your signature whichever you want. Doesn't matter. There we go. Well, that's a finished painting. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoy this kind of stuff and enjoy watching painting videos, give a like and subscribe. Feel free to share this, and feel free to try these paintings that I got on my channel. I'd love to see some of them if you put them in the comment section. And yeah, it's great for everybody to give her a try. My name's Andy, the Painting Fireman. Keep your shiny side up and stay safe, friends.